I've always wanted to create. Growing up, I think it was my ineffable loneliness that fueled a need within me to share the art and entertainment that I loved with, well, anyone. Not really having any friends or healthy socializing throughout most of my childhood, maybe it was also the only way I knew how to interact with others, by sharing what I loved with whoever I could. I used to play games of backgammon with my father where we'd make wagers. If he won, I had to wash his car. If I won, he had to watch an episode of Mystery Science Theater with me. I kept hoping that one of those times it would click in his head and he'd suddenly love it as much as I did. It never did, though. In second grade, gosh, what is that, like 6 or 7 years old? I made this with my one friend. Like many kids our age, our life was Nintendo, and I wanted so bad to wave that love around like a flag that I created a magazine in the second grade. We called it NAFP, or Nintendo at Full Power. Yes, not the most creative name, but still pretty impressive given our age. But I think it's what is inside that is actually impressive. Again, I was 6 or 7 years old and typed this all out on an actual typewriter. So I have not opened this in a very long time, and look here, it's a portent of things to come. The NES Cleaning Kit. Is your game stopping and not starting? Are you blowing your head off to get the game started? If so, you need the NES Cleaning Kit. It will stop dust, clean your system, clean your games, and lots more. Even at a young age, I'm all about that protection for your products. And then over here, games for granted, Super Mario Brothers. It's not really a super game. It's really boring. Too easy. It has bad graphics. The music can drive you insane. But why does everybody like it? Because one person gets it and says it's neat, then someone else gets it and says it is cool, then a few more get it, and on and on and on and on. Lots of exclamation marks there. So I suggest you don't get it. Thank you. Hey, look, I've changed my stance on Super Mario Brothers since then. I was just a little kid. This was a very expensive thing to make and print. Remember, we're talking about 30 years ago. I remember we went to get it all photocopied, and I had taped these photographs and the art clippings onto the freshly typed pages. And it had been a big problem just finding a photocopier that could do color copies at all. And they told us they couldn't do double-sided color copies. And also, it would cost about $50 to copy all these pages in color. That was a lot of money for us back then, a lot of money. I was just a little kid. What kind of crazy thing was I doing? For a lot of people, some second grader saying, I want to start my own magazine is just some dumb thing kids say. Amazingly, my dad paid for the magazine to be made. We ended up getting single-sided pages and then going home and gluing them together with a spray-on adhesive to create these double-sided pages. We had the cover laminated and ended up with our first magazine. I remember being really embarrassed when my father asked me, well, how are you going to fill subscription orders with this magazine? I mean, remember, I wanted people to subscribe to my magazine the same way they subscribed to Nintendo Power. I thought I'd mail these out to everyone who subscribed. And he said, how are you going to do that? It cost $50 to make and all this effort on top of that. How are you going to fill orders? And I remember I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. But more powerful than that is remembering that he made NAFP happen by paying for it. My dad believed in and supported me, even if he didn't understand anything about Nintendo games. And here it is, 30 years later. I have defined myself throughout so much of my life by this is what I did at such a young age. It was who I am, who I was, what I was drawn to. Now, today, I'm only able to make my YouTube videos because all of you are supporting me on Patreon. You're all doing for me now what my dad did for me so many years ago. He even paid for a second copy so that my friend who did all the art and illustrations could have his own issue as well. It was our magazine, after all. I mean, I did all the writing, but it would be nothing without these illustrations and photos. And these illustrations and photos wouldn't be a magazine without all of my words. Together, we created what neither of us could have alone. I think of that now with my channel, too. You know, that ineffable loneliness does hang in the air in my basement sometimes. If you saw my video about how I make videos, it's just me down here. Just like when I was a child, that loneliness drives me to want to share things with you all. My motivation, in a weird way, is friendship. Look, check out this awesome deck. Check out this awesome product, but stay away from that one. Oh my God, you guys, you have to try playing Pauper. There's so much I want to show you, so much I want to bring to you. But just like NAFP, I can't do it alone. That's why I have never been prouder or more excited about the new Tolarian Community College video podcast, Magic the Amateuring. To me, this is something amazing. I'm actually working with others again to create something for my channel. It's not me promoting their podcast. It's my channel's podcast. It's the Tolarian Community College podcast. I don't star in it, but I do produce it. I tried doing a video podcast once before, and it didn't work out. I realized that podcasting weekly, regularly, wasn't something I personally could do. And yet, podcasting is a significant art form today, something that I really want my channel to have its own version of. A few commenters asked why they couldn't just post this to their own channel. Well, first of all, because I'm the one producing it. I'm the one editing it and creating all of the visual overlays and putting in the card transitions and things like that. But also, the reason is because this is their channel. They are adjunct faculty here now. And a lot of people also posted asking, why don't I just do my own podcast? Well, I am doing that, just from behind the scenes. This is my channel's podcast. I'd love one day to see more faculty, not people who do exactly the same thing, but people who bring something different. We're a college. We should have variety, a variety of classes, a variety of teachers for you to choose from. And we are also a community college. We should have a community of people on both sides of the camera. I am so proud of what we've posted to the channel. In 4 short weeks, we've gone from just showing MTG artwork as a background for an audio-only podcast to having a full video cast with rapidly improving quality, card images, and other neat visual stylistic elements. I cannot tell you how much joy it gives me to be able to put this on my channel, to place my channel's name alongside theirs, and be able to present Magic the Amateuring as Tolarian Community College's video podcast. I've been thinking of one word all month: cultivate. Planting a seed, letting it grow, planting more, creating a garden. I could have never brought you 4 videos a week. Now I can do that. I tried to bring you guys a podcast, and I couldn't do it alone. And I felt really depressed about that because I felt that I had reached my end. Not the end of the channel, of course, but the end of my potential. 3 videos a week, just me, forever, product review, deck tech, rinse, repeat. Never more, never grow. But I have grown. New life and new friends and new artists have given me the ability to do just that. It has given me the ability to do what I've wanted to do my entire life, to create and to bring new things I love to and for all of you. The pleasure and thrill it gives me is indescribable. I hope very much to continue to bring things to you. Not just what you have already seen done again and again, but more, new and more. What's next? Let's find out together. Together, we will create what none of us could alone. And look at what we have created here, 112,000 subscribers and growing. I know I'm a little late on the 110K Q&A, but we are doing it right now, so post your questions for the next Q&A video with me in the comments below, and I will read through them and try and do as many as possible that haven't been done before. If I remember, post your questions in the comments below, and within the next week, I will bring you the 110, maybe 113 15K Q&A for all of you. Thank you so much. I couldn't ask for a better community.